Boom, 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 boom. Chickadee chanker, lads and lasses. What's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. We have another cheeky little stream for you. It's the afternoon show where we discuss the latest days goings on at Manchester United, or not so much goings on, but the latest bits and bobs of news and that kind of stuff. So thank you, everyone, for getting in here, waiting for us to get going. How are you all doing this afternoon, guys? Get in there, you bunch of legends. Welcome aboard the Bacon Express this afternoon. Hope you're well. Thank you to everybody who's in here. Mr. Don Berber, what's going on, dude? Get in there, Berber, you legend. Duke of Rodtown, Lucky Singh, Aaron, Thugger, Nick S, get in there, my son. Duke of Rodtown, Mike Jameson, Rajat V, how you doing there? Welcome in also to Superstar, Lucky Singh, Andrew Goncalves, let's be having you. Dimmy Maiden, how you going? Ryan, oh yes indeed. Thank you, Welsh Hunter, for getting in here. And everybody else as well, you know. All the legends getting in here. Crazy Joe, Danny B, Del R, Lord PlayStation. Everybody, thanks so much for getting in here for the stream this afternoon, guys. Hope you're well today. Do us a favour at the start of this show, though. Smash the like button on it. Give us a massive thumbs up if you haven't done so. Drop a cheeky little like on it. And also give us a share around. You can check out the link at the top of the live chat there. That is the link to the Twitter. So go over and give us a cheeky little retweet if you want, and we'll give you a shout out later on. Give us a follow over on social media as well at Flying Pig United. Nice one. Hello, Ocean Beach Steve. Welcome in, dude. What's going on, lad? Boomy, hello to you, sir. Showcat Khan as well. Get in there. Lots of legends joining us. Thanks for joining and getting in here, guys. So, right, let's discuss the latest informazione. Let's get into it. Ryan, let's get into it, mate. We're going to get into it right now, bud. So, who is reporting the latest Gravenberch interest? Well, many outlets, bud. Many people. We'll kick off the show with the latest transfer news in regards to Ryan Gravenberch, then, seeing as you've segued us into that, mate. Who's reporting it? Lots of people, such as Fabrizio Romano and very many outlets. So, let's get into this news here then this afternoon. Fabrizio says that Manchester United and Liverpool called again this week to be informed about Ryan Gravenberch's situation. Understand that Bayern Munich's position remains the same as of today. No intention to sell Gravenberch, but both Manchester United and Liverpool remain keen in case of last minute changes. So, you know, it does seem like there is some reasonable interest from Manchester United for Ryan Gravenberch at this moment in time. Obviously, he's got that ex-history, the Ajax vibes, the connection with Erik ten Hag, which makes it interesting. Basically, anybody who's ever played for Erik ten Hag or ever played for Ajax or who plays for Ajax right now is being linked with a move to Manchester United, basically. That's just how it is. And certainly, obviously, we do need to get some more midfielders in there. It does hinge upon what we're doing in this transfer window, whether or not we're able to move on a couple of the gash merchants that are still currently at the football club, i.e. Shotty McShotbag McTominay, maybe Donny van der Beek. If these guys can be moved on, you might see multiple signings. But certainly right now, it seems there's a short list of around about 3 different midfielders which Ten Hag is interested in. And those midfielders are Gravenberch, Amrabat, and Amadou Onana. What's my name? And it seems like in terms of the value would probably lie with either Sofian Amrabat or Ryan Gravenberch. Right now, Amadou Onana's value is believed to be around about £50 million is what it would take to convince Everton to sell him to Manchester United. Well, you can almost get both of the other players for that amount of money. So it's quite unlikely that we would go in for Amadou Onana at this stage, unless maybe there's some sort of a swap deal that can take place with Scott McTominay if nobody else is interested in buying Scott McTominay from us and giving us any cash, because he's cash. So that's the reality. But it does seem there's a little short list of 3 different players that Manchester United are looking at within that midfield area. Ryan Gravenberch, Sofian Amrabat, and of course Amadou Onana. I'll just ask the live chat for a bit of interactive fun. Let's get your thoughts and opinions in. If you can only sign one, there can be only one. Who would it be out of those 3 choices? Gravenberch, Amrabat, or Onana? Get your thoughts and opinions in raw in the live chat. We'll just dive in real quick and see what the live chat's saying. I'm with you, United 90. I do think Amrabat solves a heck of a lot of problems, but Gravenberch, you know, he's got that link with Ten Hag. He's got that history. He's a good player. He does have bags of potential as well. So, you know, I can understand that. United says Amrabat. Gravenberch says Brucey. United 90's going Amrabat. So's the Don Berber. Castiel's going Amrabat. Gravenberch over both, says Ryan. That's just because you've got the same name as him, pal. Just because you from one Ryan to another. Neil Duffin, how are you doing, you biscuit connoisseur? What's going on? He says Gravenberch. Neil Duffin likes a bit of Gravenberch action. Has probably seen a bit of him over. Obviously, Neil lives in the Netherlands, so when he was over at Ajax, probably saw a bit of him there. Amrabat says, Rajat, Amrabat all day. Get in there, Tommy boy. I hope you're doing well today, my son. No, Amrabat, no top 4. Gravenberch still a little bit raw, says Danny B. You're a poet, my son. Amrabat, says Duncan. Amrabat all day. Maria says, Burb FFP bollocks, take the fine. Like, yeah, I know what's going on. You've got Chelsea doing these crazy bits. You've got Arsenal doing crazy bits with player acquisitions. Why do Man United have to give a shit about FFP? I know. You would sign Gravenberch, says Boomy. Hey, 0793, what's going on, you Don? How are you doing today, lad? Who would you sign 0793? At West Brom? I'm joking. Good afternoon, Sanjay. What's going on, Amrabat? I mean, Shokat Khan, if only Amrabat was in here, we could convince him to come. To be fair, it seems like the situation with Amrabat is kind of like as it has been for a while now. He's wanting to join Manchester United. Let's just get on the Amrabat stuff for a minute real quick. So the only sort of concerns we've got this moment are obviously Liverpool sniffing around him, because Liverpool have been pied off by every single midfielder in the known universe right now, and obviously they've just signed that Endo guy, but other than that they've been getting pied off left, right and centre. They're interested in bringing in Sofyan Amrabat by all accounts, and there is interest from Liverpool, United, a couple of teams from Saudi Arabia. Obviously at this moment it's understood that he's waiting for Manchester United to come in for him, to go and play for Erik ten Hag for United in the Champions League. So he's waiting for Manchester United to do the bid and put the offer in. But unfortunately, Man United haven't done that yet, guys. We're still fanning around like a big-time fanny and doing nothing when it comes to actually going in there and bidding for Sofyan Amrabat. So it's very, very disconcerting. Maybe it is a case of waiting to sell one of these two players, but that excuse is very tiresome. We sold Fred, we've got rid of Fred, we've got rid of Kovar. What's the deal here? We should be capable of going to get Sofyan Amrabat, and they're worried about FFP. What a load of bollocks. Man United generates hundreds of millions a year. We don't have to worry about that shite to go and get a 25, 30 million pound player in Sofyan Amrabat. It's a disgrace and a nonsense. Roy Keane would be throwing punches at these guys in our recruitment team if he could. But look, this is sort of what's the known situation really, is that Amrabat doesn't really want to go to Liverpool. He doesn't want to go to Scousland and hang out with a bunch of Scousers. Sorry, mate, I can't fucking understand the lingo, mate. I'm not going to Liverpool, mate. I like eating my dinner off the table, mate, not out of bins, lah. You know what I mean? He's not up for the move to go and play for Kloppy's floppy jalopies who are flopping all around the gaff. But it's understood that obviously he would maybe go if Manchester United don't actually come in for a bid for him. But at this moment in time, Alfredo Padula reporting that Sofyan Amrabat will only move to Liverpool if Manchester United confirm they are cancelling the deal. So it's been known for a little while that, he'd agreed to join Manchester United, that Ten Hag wanted him, and we were prepared to go in and have that offer with Fiorentina and pay them approximately 30 million euros. Now, at this moment, it doesn't look like we're actually going to bid for him just yet. There's still time left between now and the end of the window. Don't understand why we're fanning around so much, but apparently we are. So maybe Sofyan Amrabat is waiting, but that patience can only be tested for so long. If Liverpool do put a legitimate offer into Fiorentina for the guy, maybe he would have his head turned and be like, well, I'm not waiting for something that may or may not happen, and maybe go in there. Well, maybe that would be the catalyst that actually causes Manchester United to go in for him properly. We are perhaps waiting to sell McTominay, perhaps waiting to sell Donny, which could be the catalyst that gets us to actually go and bid for him. I mean, in an ideal world, we would have got him a while ago, but in a secondary world, the other ideal would be for Manchester United to wait until Liverpool actually go in for him and have a legitimate bid, and then Kloppy announces in the media that Sofyan Amrabat is going, only for Manchester United to just go and hijack the deal, a la Moises Caicedo, and then Liverpool get even more shite shoveled on them from a great height. That would be good. I'd be prepared to wait a couple of days for Man United to go in for Sofyan Amrabat if that's what happens. But obviously we don't want to take that risk, obviously, guys. We want Manchester United to just go and get this guy in here and stop fanning around. But at this moment, there is still no bid for Sofyan Amrabat. It's known that there is interest from Jurgen Kloppy over at Liverpool, and that maybe he would perhaps go there if Man United don't come in for him, which I don't know why we wouldn't go in for him. We have been linked with this guy pretty much all summer now, and it's just a matter of us supposedly moving on a couple of players to go and sign him. So once we do that, we should go and bid for him. It's still the same, but because there's now links with other players such as Ryan Gravenberch, Amadou Onana, there is a little bit of doubt creeping in there, of course, from the Sofyan Amrabat camp, that maybe Manchester United won't even be coming in for him at all now. So they could easily make a decision to go elsewhere if there's no movement from United. So United have to go in and put in an offer soon with Fiorentina for Sofyan Amrabat, guys. It's Amrabat or nothing as far as I'm concerned. He's the best value as well. And he's the sort of quality player that will impact Manchester United's midfield in a positive way, because he's a combative player. He can play alongside Casemiro. We're crying out for somebody that can do a really good job alongside Casemiro. We've had, let's face it, pretty mediocre melters in that position alongside Cassie for a while now. And it would be nice to obviously go and get somebody who's got a bit more ability there in terms of, you know, creating and playing out and being a playmaker and passing the ball. You know, he's obviously very adept at all those sorts of things. Whereas if you look at who we've got in there currently, there's a couple of absolute melters. By the way, guys, thank you very much for getting in here. 191 legends in here this afternoon. Do us a favour if you're just joining the stream. Take a second to drop a like spike on this video. Give us a massive thumbs up. That will help the channel out big time. Help us get to 169 likes. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, guys. We're only 27 subscribers away now from getting to 73.2k subscribers on YouTube. So if it's your first time here, subscribe, and then you'll be able to chat and get yourself in the live chat and have your say. We will, of course, have a big Q&A towards the end of the show. Also, that's what we do around here. We'll get into the live chat towards the end, see what everybody's thinking. So don't be frustrated if we're not reading your comments out right now. We will get everybody's comments read out at the end of the show. Right then. Okay, so where was I? Yes, Sofyan Amrabat, bid must come from Manchester United very soon. If it doesn't, we've had an absolute nightmare. We've got this guy lined up who's just chilling there like the Moroccan Andrew Tate in some sort of Romanian prison. And we could easily just go and release him and get him into our side. And unfortunately, you know, we're not prepared to do that. I don't know why. It's like, why? We've got the money. We don't have to worry about FFP. It's absolute nonsense. But let's cover the bits and bobs we've got on this whole Amrabat scenario so far at this moment. So another update here from Alfredo Padula, which just says that Manchester United always thinks of Amrabat. But in the meantime, there has been an information survey for Gravenberch, who has 2 other proposals from the Premier League. So we know that Liverpool are interested in Gravenberch as well. He could be available for somewhere in the region of 25 to 30 million euros as well, or maybe even in a loan capacity. So he represents good value also. He really does. He does represent good value. He's young enough. He's got great potential. And Ten Hag knows him, obviously, and he represents good value. Amadou Onana plays for a different Premier League team, so he's available for somewhere in the region of £50 million by the sounds of it, which doesn't represent the same good value as maybe Gravenberch or Sofyan Amrabat. In fact, you could almost get Sofyan and Gravenberch for the same amount of money as it would take to get Amadou Onana. So I think Amadou Onana is kind of just not really a legitimate link with us at this moment in time. Hey, we've got Crazy Joe Davola in here with a super highlighted member comment. I don't even want to highlight this one, to be honest with you, mate. Crazy Joe's been a member for 10 months of the Bacon and Egg Brigade. Let's get a hashtag 10 in the live chat, and also a get it son in the live chat there for him. He says, let's go City. UEFA Super Cup winners, get in. You know what? Shut up, lad. Get up here, my son. Nobody gives a shit about your Manchester City scum vibes, mate. This is a Man United channel, dude. Look, we're happy for you to be a member. We're happy for you to get involved and have your say. What I'm not happy about is for you to have highlighted comments discussing Manchester City. That's what I'm not happy about, mate. You know what I mean? So I'm going to take that off the screen there. But thank you for your support, Crazy Joe. I appreciate you, mate. Less of that, son. Less of that. Less of that, son. Right, so the situation's more or less the same with Sofyan, though. He's waiting for Manchester United, guys. Crikey. He's like some spotty little teenager who's back in the day waiting by his landline for a call from his high school sweetheart, which never comes. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's doing. He's giving his number out, and he's waiting like a spotty little virgin right now, trying to get a phone call. But it's not coming, is it, guys? It's not coming. Sofyan Amrabat agreed to join Manchester United at the end of June. He has been waiting and waiting and waiting. United need to submit a bid now. Liverpool have called Amrabat's agency to be informed of the deal's conditions. This is from Fabrizio Romano yesterday. So that's kind of the situation, really. He's been waiting and waiting and waiting. And Liverpool are now challenging Manchester United for the potential signing of Sofyan Amrabat. So this is a report here from Core Sport, which just says this morning that Liverpool are seriously challenging Manchester United for the signing of Sofyan Amrabat. He's a direct request of Jurgen Klopp. United could forcefully return to the race, though. Well, we bloody well should. We should forcefully return to the race. We should stick the old Glasgow kiss on Jurgen and go in and sign Sofyan Amrabat. That's what we should do. So if we're not careful, it could be another situation where we're just left tiddling our todger and we haven't even gone in for this guy and he ends up going to Liverpool. That would be a shambles, wouldn't it? Especially when there's a very good player that's potentially available here we could just go and get for not that much money. So goes to show you how piss poor the club is run, in all fairness. Still, this club is absolutely gas-tastic in terms of getting the right players in as and when we need them. It's like we always seem to go like 80% of the way in these transfer windows and never go the final 20 to get whoever we need and actually give the manager exactly what he needs and wants. So it's a shame, really, but at this moment there is still a big question mark surrounding who we will bring in. We are expected to bring in a midfielder, and it probably will be Sofyan Amrabat, but we can't say definitively right now that we're definitely going to get him because, well, we haven't bid for him yet, and there's other teams that are interested in him. How gash would it be, though, if Liverpool ended up signing Sofyan Amrabat, guys? That would be stinking. It'd be like Cody Gakpo all over again, but even worse, really, because we had the path completely clear for such a long time for this guy, and he's available for chump change. It's like there's no good reason for Man United not to go in for him. Unless, I suppose, Ten Hag's changed his mind, and he's going with somebody else like Ryan Gravenberch. I understand that. I mean, okay, it's not necessarily what I think is the right thing for us to do, but because of that history with Ajax, it maybe does make a little bit of sense, obviously, that he wants him. And it's known that Gravenberch likes a little bit of Ten Hag and obviously would be interested in playing for Manchester United. So, you know, he has been linked with a move to Manchester United again. Today, he's been linked heavily with Manchester United at this moment in time, Ryan Gravenberch, and I think he would be a good addition to our side. I genuinely do. And he wants to work with Erik Ten Hag by all accounts. You know, he's obviously got that history with Erik and he knows what a great coach he is and that he would probably be given good opportunities by Erik Ten Hag. So he would be interested in the move is what the latest sort of reports are. Obviously, we've got to see what happens now. There is meetings taking place. So Fabrizio Romano reporting that there is currently a meeting is set to take place between directors of Manchester United and Bayern Munich. So obviously there's a couple of players that we've discussed and maybe had some interest in going in for from Bayern München at this moment in time. So there could well be some meetings that are taking place to get this deal done. But as we mentioned, it's not just Man United that are interested in Gravenberch either. Those Scousers are also interested in him too. So Liverpool and Manchester United have reactivated their interest in Ryan Gravenberch this week. The midfielder is open to coming to the Premier League and prefers to join United over Liverpool. Everybody prefers to join United over Liverpool. You know why? Because Liverpool's gash. Liverpool play on Thursday nights in the Europa League, guff. Liverpool have got somebody that looks like they spent the best part of their summer holidays in a fucking dental clinic, having a complete polish and whitening session every single day for the last 3 months as their manager. Jurgen Klopp is a blinding person. And I don't mean blinding as in good. I mean blinding as if you look at him in the face, you get blind because of his absolute obscene teeth. So, you know, if you're a potential player, would you want to go and play for Jurgen Kloppy Floppy Jalopy on Thursday nights in the Europa League guff right now? Probably not. You can see that from many midfielders choosing other options this summer already. Lavia's pied them off. Moises Caicedo's pied them off. Many people have pied them off. Even Frey Bentus has pied them off. You know what I mean? Pucker Pies have pied them off, guys. Big time. They've refused to give Jurgen Klopp a steak and kidney pie sponsorship. You know what I mean? Even they've pied him off, guys. Nobody wants him. Nobody wants to go and play for Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool right now. So I think as long as we go in for either of these players, whether it's Gravenberch or whether it's Amrabat, and even if Liverpool go in for them, I expect whoever it is to decide to come and join Manchester United. Get in there, my son, because we can provide them Champions League football. Ten Hag's a great coach to work for. There's obviously progress taking place at this football club. Could be an excellent project at this club, especially if those shithouse Glazers go. Hashtag Glazers out. Crazy Joe Devola, thank you for gifting out a membership on the channel there, my son. Get in there, you city scummer. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the tip there, lad. And thank you so much for making Clint Torres's dreams come true. Clint Torres is now a member of the Bacon Brigade. Get your favourite emoji in there to welcome in Clint. And thank you once again to Crazy Joe Devola there. That's very, very kind of you, mate. Get in there. Appreciate that. Now, genuinely, thank you so much. He's sending some of that Sheikh Mansour money my way. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Crazy Joe. Thank you so much. Yeah, Clint's buzzing. He says, thank you, Crazy Joe, from the bottom of my heart. Absolutely. Thank you so much there, Crazy Joe. Genuinely, from the bottom of his heart and the bottom of my loins, lad. Appreciate it. Okay. So, you know, look, guys, Gravenberch understandably wants Manchester United just like anybody would rather over those Liverpool scammers right now. Sofian Amrabat seems to want Manchester United as well. It's known that the only way that he goes to Liverpool is if Manchester United don't go in for him, which could happen, I suppose, because we are melting a little bit in this window right now. We were doing quite well. We were doing uncharacteristically well for a little while, getting in Mount, getting in Onana, getting in Rasmus Højlund. And now it's back to the same old stagnating mess of guff at this club in terms of recruitment, sadly. And it seems like we're trying to move players on before we sign players. Rather than have that clear vision and that ambition to go and sign players and then move players on, it's like we're having to scrimp and save and get rid of players before we're able to go there and sign the players that we want. So very frustrating because there are players that we could go and get. Let's move on for the time being. We'll get into the live chat in a bit and see what you legends are saying about, you know, Gravenberch and Amrabat and all that kind of stuff. But let's move on very quickly to Benjamin Pavard, because Benjamin Pavard was heavily linked with a move to Manchester United. It's known that he wanted Manchester United. He was twerking for Manchester United on social media, liking Man United related posts on Instagram and all the rest of it, right? And obviously when that's happening, you know that the player's super keen on joining us. So Varane put a post on of him scoring that goal against Wolves the other day, and he's commented on it with some fire flames. I know he's got that French connection, but even so, and then he's liked a couple of Man United posts. Clearly wanted to join Manchester United. Clearly his time at Bayern Munich is up for him, really, in terms of his mental place. And he feels like there's a new challenge that could await him somewhere in the Premier League at Manchester United would have been a great option. As of right now, though, Manchester United are very unlikely to be going in for Benjamin Pavard because of the whole Slabby Maguire situation. Can we just get some Easter Island head emojis and some hashtag slabs out in the chat, guys? This guy needs to piss off, doesn't he? I still am holding out some hope that by the end of this transfer window, we do sell Slabby Maguire and he comes to the realisation that he's just going to be a complete backup melter. Ten Hag shouldn't play him at all this season. If he elects to stay when he has options on the table from good clubs like West Ham, where he can go and get regular football and maybe get himself into that England setup for the European Champions next year, all the rest of it, and actually play football. If he turns down those moves and stays at United just for the money to sit around, then he's an absolute tosser. And he deserves not to play one more time for Manchester United because, you know, he is just an unwanted backup anyway. We don't need Maguire. So, you know, hopefully Maguire goes very, very soon. And I mean, let's ask the chat, guys. Do you think he'll stay or go between now and the end of the summer transfer window? The transfer window shuts in a couple of weeks. 2 weeks, guys. That's it. Transfer window shut. So is it realistic for us to get Slabby Maguire out of this football club before then? I mean, I still am holding out hope that he's going to go. So I'm going to say go. But, you know, who knows, really? It's very difficult. He's supposedly wanting the money. He's on hundreds of thousands of pounds a week at United at this moment in time, which nobody else will pay him. He wants a big, fat, juicy golden handshake on the way out, of course. And Manchester United maybe aren't prepared to pay the amount that he wants to piss off, to go and play for a different team in the league. Plus, the idea of selling Maguire was to go and reinvest that money. And if we're having to take such a financial hit on Maguire to get him to go, it doesn't quite add up for us to go and reinvest that money either. CZ Bam says slab out, Madhouse says go, Legacy says stay, Dell says stay now, the dream is over, says United. We got stay, go, says Chris Barker. Go on now, go. Walk out the door. Just turn around, Slab, because you're not welcome anymore. He's really not welcome in my team anymore, guys. He will stay the money grubber, says CZ. Stay, says Duncan. Stay like the statue he is, says Berber. Well, there you go, Ryan. I mean, the situation with Maguire is that Ten Hag should really put him to one side and say, and first stick the old Dutch Glasgow kiss on him, or the Amsterdam kiss, whatever you want to call it. Actually, that's something very different. But he should stick the old Glasgow kiss on him, right? Metaphorically speaking, and say, hey, you know what? Do one, Slabbo. You're not wanted in this team any longer, my son. It's time to move on. Go and play for Kettering Town or wherever, mate. We will not play you. You will be literally playing in the reserves. I will have you on boot cleaning duty every single week, and you will not play. So do you want to do that? It could jeopardise your England place. This is your last chance of playing in the Euros next summer. Why don't you just get out, mate? You know, if he does that and has that sort of a dialogue, obviously it's not going to go like that way. I'm ad-libbing. But if he has that sort of a dialogue with Slabbo Maguire, maybe Slabby comes to the realisation he's just not going to play. Whereas you hear what Ten Hag sort of said previously, and it paints the picture that maybe Maguire's still going to have a role in the squad in some capacity. So he said things like, oh, you know, he's got a decent player there in Maguire, and obviously Man United need depth, and it's good to have somebody like that to come in and do a role when there's an injury or whatever. There's many competitions and we need many defenders to be able to play in all these competitions, etc, etc, etc. You know, if he paints that picture, then Maguire might just stay and play a bit part in a big squad of players, rather than, you know, actually have a regular starting spot, which you could have at West Ham. So Ten Hag needs to be ruthless. Ten Hag needs to be brutal with Slabby Maguire and get this guy out. Simple as that, really. If he can, then you know, then we can generate some cash. We can get a new player in. Tommy says go in Jan after sitting on the bench for 4 months. Well, that's it. He's going to have to be punished, isn't he? If he's staying against everybody's will and it's stagnating Manchester United or stopping Manchester United from progressing with new signings and new players, then surely we have to do something about that and just be brutal with the guy and try and get him to realise that he's not wanted at this football club and to go. So Ten Hag needs to make it clear to Maguire he's a backup and he's never going to play for the club again, basically, and he needs to go and chill somewhere else. Otherwise, he's just not going to play and he's going to just fritter his career away for the sake of a bit of cash. Whereas he can get decent cash going to West Ham, and then Man United can give him a nice handshake as well on the way out with a payoff, and he can do one. But it seems like he's got ideas above his station and that he just like is prepared to be a backup at Manchester United, and he likes the whole idea of playing for a huge club like this. Heard some accounts that he'd even be prepared to try and fight his way back into the side, which seems very, very unlikely based on what's come before and him being an absolute gash bag of a defender. So very much don't think it's going to happen. Yes, indeed, CZ Band, please give us a like spike. Indeed, hit the thumbs ups if you haven't done so, guys. Drop a little like on the video. 23 subscribers away from 73.2k as well. So if you're new to the show today, drop a little subscribe on it. Help us compete with the clickbait wankers and corporations by liking the video and subscribing and sharing it around as well. We will shout out all the legends in the live chat who give us a retweet. Also, the tweets pinned to the top of the live chat. Go check that out. Give us a retweet. We'll shout you out a bit later. How much are we paying for the hit? Right, okay, well, Emperor, I'm not going to get into that right now, but in terms of let's talk about how much money we should have to pay Maguire off. It should only have to be about £6 million. That's what we really should pay. So he's got 2 years left on his deal with an option for an extra year, I think. So essentially, we shouldn't be paying more than a few £1 million a year for that contract to him. So if West Ham wanted to pay 30 million for him, which is what they understood to have gone in for, obviously, Maguire should be capable of you know, accepting to go if we give him £6 million. That's £3 million a year. Man United would take that hit. That means we've received £24 million for Harry Maguire, essentially. It's not great money, but it's better than nothing, and it's better than the alternative, which is to keep this wanker here as a backup, just getting paid 200k a week, aka £10 million a year, to do nothing. So from that point of view, you know, United should try and pay off Slabby Maguire. It depends how much West Ham are offering, of course, and obviously we know that this situation has not really progressed that far. Oh, yes, Red Adair, welcome in. Thank you for the super chat, lad. I love that avatar, mate. Get in there, my son. I love that avatar. Look, it's Slabby Maguire. It says slab out. I love that avatar, Red Adair. He says these outs should have been done at the start. Slow, very slow for Man United. It's the way. Snail pace from United in terms of getting rid of players. Absolutely, there's still other players we're trying to get rid of. Also, we know about McTominay, Bailly. These guys are also very slow. You're right, Red Adair. I mean, we should have just got rid of this guy very, very quickly. But it's down to the player, it seems, on this one, why there's such a hold-up in this potential move. Obviously, West Ham, do we even know if there's even still an offer on the table from West Ham at this moment in time? Because it seems maybe Maguire's pied them off. in regards to even wanting to play for them. So it seems he's quite content with playing at United. But either way, we should make it very clear to Harry Maguire that he's not wanted at this club and that we should absolutely, he should consider going somewhere else. George G, thanks for your member chat here, being an 8-month member. Let's get a #8 in there, lad. He says, at this rate, I don't think we're going to sign anybody else. Let's not forget if the Glazers had sold the club, we'd have made all the signings we needed. Yes, spot on. Absolutely, George G, lad. You're absolutely right. If we had have seen new owners come in this summer, which we were hoping for, seeing as the sale process went on so long, we would have probably gone and got exactly who we wanted this summer. Might have even gone and got Harry Kane and people like that and had proper real ambition. But as of right now, yes, no, I completely agree with you. It does depend, it seems, on us getting rid of other players. So Donny van der Beek and McTominay may need to go in order for us to sign a midfielder. And in order for us to sign another defender, we'd probably have to get rid of Slabby Maguire. That's the whole reason we got onto this topic, actually, was because we were talking about Benjamin Pavard, which we'll get back into in a moment. Hey, Zamiasi, what's going on? He says, Piggy, I thought you said you don't like Avatar, says Zamiasi. Do you know what, Zamiasi? I've never seen Avatar, bud. But just because of how much you go on about it and how much you love it, I don't like it, mate. There you go. So if you love it, which you do, you seem to, I don't know, you've got laminated pictures of blue animated characters underneath your bed, which you spritz every single night. And, because of that, I'm no longer interested in it, mate. So there you go. I've never seen it, to be honest. I must admit, never seen the first one, never seen the second one, I don't even know, there's a third one being made, isn't there, right? Yeah, nice one. Haven't seen them. I'm not going to watch them either now, Zane, because of you. You've absolutely put me off of the Avatar franchise, bud. Just you and your comments. Thank you for the super chat. Salu says, Salu's just subscribed. Get in there, Salu Jan. Thank you very much for subscribing there, bud. I appreciate it. Get in there, you legend. What does that even mean? I don't even understand what the context is. When did I say I liked Avatar? You're having a mare, son. Anywho. Okay, let's just get back onto this. So Pavard, guys, that's the reason I'm talking about Harry Maguire, because the only way we went and go and get somebody like Pavard or maybe a Todibo or a defensive improvement is if that slab of meat goes. And right now the slab of meat is stagnating and he's hanging out. He's hanging out like a slab of meat in the deep freeze, deep freeze. He's going to be frozen out at Manchester United. What we need is Rocky Balboa to go into the deep freeze, a la Rocky 1, and start cracking those ribs, son. You know what I mean? Start fucking cracking those ribs, son. That's what we need, mate. We need somebody to go in there and use it as a punch bag, mate. I nominate Roy Keane. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning's done. Well, that's not going to happen if that Slabby Maguire melt's still playing for Manchester United, is it? Because he can't take it, this guy. But he is a rotten slab of meat that needs to be sold, guys. We need to move him on big time. Hey, yo, Adrian! I did it! So, we're hoping that news comes soon, but it's very unlikely at this stage because Maguire is just somebody that wants to hang out, collect his paycheck. He's a greedy bastard. He's content getting paid the cash, and he's taken over the mantle. He's taken over the baton from Phil Jones as the unwanted melter in the side. So there you go. He's the new Phil Jonesy, and he's like an improved version of Phil Jones. He costs twice as much money. He's got twice as big in a head. He's got go faster stripes, which ironically make him go slower. And he's a unit. You know what I mean? So he's like an improved gash version of Phil Jones. It's horrible. It's an horrible situation that we found ourselves in with Slabby Maguire, guys. So he's not realistically going to be going, but who knows? If he does, maybe we do go and sign another defender. We asked the live chat a few minutes ago. A lot of people think that he'll stay, and I think you guys are probably onto something there, guys. I think he will stay. He's too Billy Big Bollocks. He's got big boots, and he feels like his feet, his slabs of meat, are too big for West Ham's boots there. And he's got too big for his boots at Manchester United, and he's just happy to take the money, it seems. But anyway, the reason I was talking about this, really, guys. Hey, Jarvis, how you doing, my son? He says, my theory is Slabby to Aston Villa, but they need to offload Luca Digna first. 2 weeks left. Hey, get in there, Jarvis. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? I don't know why he'd rather go to Aston Villa than West Ham, though. I mean, Aston Villa are obviously better right now, of course, and they've got a very good coach, and they've done very good things, had a strong end to the season, etc. But West Ham's still a very good club to go to, you know, and it's in London. It's like they're in the Europa League this season, you know. It's just that I don't understand why he wouldn't want to go, unless it's just down to the finances. So I think it's mainly the fact that he wouldn't get quite as much money there. Maybe United weren't prepared to give him such a monster golden handshake. I mean, Aston Villa's a very good club for Maguire. That's about as good as he could possibly expect, to be fair. So, like, there's supposedly teams that are interested in him, such as, even I've heard Newcastle United might be interested in snapping Maguire, which I find very hard to believe. I couldn't imagine they want to upset their defensive sort of system at this moment in time by getting the slab in there. But he would maybe fit into it, though, better than most places. Then you've got teams like Everton who are supposedly interested in some capacity. Aston Villa. West Ham's a fantastic place to go. So's Aston Villa. So, yeah, you know, let's just hope somewhere. Let's just hope he goes somewhere, you know, because obviously we can't really progress properly as a football club while he's still here, because he's on such a lot of money. He is just a backup. We need to go and sign somebody else. But just on Pavard, guys, obviously we got slab tracked there a little bit, sidetracked with the slab chat. But let's talk about Pavard. So we were supposedly going in for Benjamin Pavard. As I say, he's been twerking for Manchester United on social media. He's been liking posts. Clearly wants to go, doesn't want to sign a new deal at Bayern. They would lose him in a year's time for nothing unless they sell him. And it does look like now Inter Milan are very much interested in signing him. We have various reports coming out. This one's from Fabrizio Romano that says that Benjamin Pavard, one to watch as he's prepared to leave Bayern. Now Inter have Pavard on the top of the list. Proposals expected soon to open talks. Man United deal is stalling due to the Maguire situation. It could become an option for Arsenal to replace Timber. No decision yet. So that'd be filth. Obviously, we know Timber's got a long-term injury now. He's going to be out for a long time. He's going to be out for a long time. No, that's a sad piece of bit. You know, get well soon and all that. But could become an option for Arsenal to replace Timber, so maybe they're interested in looking at him. And as we've said, Inter Milan are looking likely to maybe go in for a bid for Pavard. So it's just more stagnation from Manchester United. It's very disappointing, and it's down to us, you know, not being able to move players on well enough. It's down to Maguire obviously being a bit of a selfish wanker. I think he owes Manchester United, and he should look to get the hell out of this football club as soon as possible. I actually think it benefits everybody if he goes to a club like Villa or West Ham or somebody like that. And another Premier League side, less pressure for him. He can probably perform better and do his job to a better degree and not have so many people abusing him all the time, obviously, because he's playing for a club with lower expectations, and he's not a good top tier player, so it makes sense for him to go and play for a team like that. And then also it gets regular game time for him, so he can hopefully get into Gareth Southgate's squad next summer. That's the idea here. So I think Slabby just needs to wise up, man up, realise that his time at United is over, and that if he wants to play, he's got to go somewhere else. So hopefully Ten Hag gives him a kick up the arse and says, hey, look, you're never going to play, time to go. And then Maguire realises he's going to go somewhere else, because then we can get some money back. Let's say it costs £30 million for a team to buy him. Well, we're going to have to give him a handshake of 6 or 7 million payoff on the way out. So, you know, that's 23 million we've banked. Well, that is most of a top tier player that we can go and sign. That's most of a good player like a Sofian Amrabat or a Todibo or most of a Pavard. And if we're going to develop and progress and get rid of the gash merchants in this side, we have to get rid of players and sign new players. And that's kind of the progression. We've got to upgrade. We've got to just systematically upgrade throughout the coming years. But certainly as we've got the option to do it in this summer transfer window, that's when we should be doing it. Thank you very much, Reddit for another super chat here, Reddit. Let's go. Thank you, Reddit lad. He comments and he says, Zayn has 5 female United dolls that need an empty. Oh, bloody hell, Reddit, crikey. Bloody hell, puncture repair kit on standby. You know what I mean? Bloody hell, Reddit, that's too much information, bro. Crikey. Yeah, so Zayn Miassi, there are rumours about Zayn Miassi that when he plays World of Warcraft, he wears a groinal attachment. Just saying. I'm just saying. Hey, thank you so much, Reddit, for getting in there with that heinous comment. I appreciate it. Anyway, right, guys, yes, keep smashing the likes, guys. We've got 346 legends in here this afternoon. Good afternoon to everybody here. We're nearly at 150 likes, but you know what? We've got 346 people watching and 138 likes. That's like a Slabby Maguire level of likers right there, guys. Get your likes out for the lads. Get your likes out for the lads. Smash a thumbs up on it on the video for a second, guys. Give us a cheeky little like spike. It will boost us up there on the algorithm and it helps us out. It helps YouTube know that you're liking the show, and it helps me know that you're liking the show also. So twat that like button if you haven't done so. Give us a big thumbs up at this mid-session interval right here. And also subscribe if you're new to the channel. We are 16 subscribers now away from 73.2k subs. Hit the subscribe and smash the likes. Oh, yes, indeed. Right, okay, let me continue with the rest of the Pavard information. So Inter are expected to bid for Benjamin Pavard very, very soon. Very, very soon, it's expected that they will be going in for him. So here's another report that says, Justin, Inter are expected to submit an official bid to Bayern München for Benjamin Pavard in the next few hours. Manchester United remain interested, but first have to sell Harry Maguire. Get out, slab! So it's the same situation, just need to move on players before we sign players. What really pisses me off is that Man United, this huge football club that generates so much cash, has to get rid of a couple of melters before we can sign new players. How unambitious are we? Come on. Oh, we have to adhere to FFP. What a load of guff. We generate so much cash at this club, you know. We can spread the money over years. Look at Chelsea and what they've done in the last couple of windows. How can they justify that? It's obscene. They'll just take a little bit of a hit, a little bit of a fine and move on. Why are United not prepared to do something in terms of signing new players? Where's the ambition? I get it, you know, you want to obviously clear out places in the midfield there. You don't want to have a overcrowding going on. But actually, depth is good. If you end up being unable to sell Scott McTominay, he shouldn't be the go-to player to come in there when we've got an injury or to rotate in on the last 20, 30 minutes of the games. If you want to have ambition, you go and get Sofyan Amrabat, and then Scott McTominay's a backup to the backup. You know, that's really what we need to be doing, is showing ambition. But unfortunately, we're fanning around and we aren't prepared to buy a player until we sell players. So Harry Maguire is stopping us signing a defender, and it seems like Scott McTominay and Donny van de Beek still being at the football club is stopping us buying a midfielder. And the longer it goes on, the longer and the more likely it is, of course, that somebody like Liverpool goes in for Sofyan Amrabat and that maybe he changes his mind and would be prepared to go there. We've heard from people like Alfredo Padula, which report that the only way feasibly that he would be prepared to go to Liverpool is if Man United don't go in for him or if we cancel our interest in him. So we've just got to act and move on these players. It would be nice, obviously, if we could sell a player soon to almost guarantee we're going in for him. Scott McTominay's the one, isn't he, for the midfield area? Because even Donny van de Beek is just like not really wanted right now. He can't generate a lot of cash for the team. He's only really wanted in a loan capacity because of, you know, his long layoff injury-wise recently and the fact that he's just a bit of a bit-part melter. Nobody's going to pay you big money for him. But Scott McTominay, on the other hand, we've got a £30 million asset just sat there stinking up the place. Really like a out-of-date haggis, you know, who needs to go. And we could generate cash for that guy. Unfortunately, we were too greedy when it came to West Ham putting in that bid initially speaking. Maybe they'll still come in for him. I mean, look, there's obviously a player of West Ham's that is being sold or in the process of being sold right now, which could generate them more cash. And then, therefore, they might still come in for Scott McTominay. But let's have a look at this report from Fab earlier on today that says that Manchester City are set to enter into crucial stages of the Lucas Paqueta and Jeremy Doku deals starting from today. After winning the UEFA Super Cup, new approach imminent for Paqueta. Official bid now being prepared for Doku. So, it looks like obviously they are still working on Lucas Paqueta for big money. If they get him, then West Ham may well come in for Scott McTominay. And that could solve a heck of a lot of our problems because we're getting rid of a player that we don't really want anymore and who's just now deemed a complete backup for Ten Hag's United. Doesn't fit us stylistically. And he's not technically good enough. He would move on. We would get 30 or 35 million pounds and then we could just go and instantly go and buy somebody like Sofyan Amrabat or Gravenberch. I mean, in an ideal world, what Man United would do is probably get rid of Donny van de Beek and Scott McTominay and sign Ryan Gravenberch and Sofyan Amrabat. Like, that would be amazing. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think that's what Man United should be aiming to do in the midfield area. Have a bit of ambition, get that quality in depth. Yeah, we got some good youngsters in there, but to be fair, if we sell 3 midfielders this summer, we need to replace them in some way. So, like, Fred going out, Donny going out, potentially Scott McTominay going out. That's 3 players gone. Surely we should be getting a couple in here. So a lot of ones coming in the live chat. Yeah, kind of a no-brainer really. If Man United had the option to do that, and it's on the cards really. And if we had ambition, so about 50 or 60 million could get both of those players. It's thought at this moment in time. So it just do it, guys. Just do it, United. Pay the money, get the guys in. Let's get them in. Okay, so yes, if Paqueta goes to City, West Ham might come in for Scotty. Let me ask the live chat very quickly. Where do you think Scott McTominay will end up end of the transfer window? Do you think he'll still be a Man United player? Will he go to Everton? Will he go to West Ham or somewhere else? Let us know your thoughts and opinions in the live chat, my friends. Have your say. Hey, Chris Koo. Good, mate. How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you, bud. Onana would be a very decent signing as well, Adrian, but it's believed that he would be more likely costing around about £50 million, which is a significant amount more than both Sofyan Amrabat and Ryan Gravenberch at this time. McTominay will stay, says Ryan. United, says Embergrants. Wrexham, says Arsenal Manic. United, says Crazy Joe on United's bench. Ipswich, anywhere. Okay, so it does seem like most people think he stays. A la Slabby Maguire, most people think he stays. And I think that's fair to say. Unfortunately, it's down to the players. Do the players actually want to go and play regular football, or are they happy being a backup at United and getting big money and big accolades? Well, you know, unfortunately for Slabby, it seems that that's the case, and that might well be the case for McTominay as well. Red Adair, thank you very much indeed here, bud. I appreciate you getting in here with another super chat. Guys, get some love in there for Red Adair. Get some red emojis. He's going raw today, this guy. Thank you, Red Adair, bro. He says, missed your live. Slabster outrage because I got in late the other night. Snot eyes choking while I was eating funny as fuck pig for Prime Minister. Oh, right, yeah, the old Slabby. Dude, just give me the topic of Slabby Maguire to rant about for an hour and just let me go. And stuff gets said. You know, stuff gets said. If you didn't see the rant on Slabby Maguire deciding he's staying the other night, go check it out, guys. It was a live stream we did. It was just an hour of me laying into the slab pretty much. But he deserves it. If he's going to be that sort of player who wants to stay, even though he's got a good offer on the table and he's not going to play at Man United, then he becomes a parasite. He becomes a leech at the football club. Berber says, even if we sell players, don't bank on the money being reinvested. The Glazers will want to get that net spend down and recoup some of the money they spent. That's a good point. That's a very, very, very good point. We have spent 170 million-ish right now already in this summer transfer window, so that is a very good point. You're absolutely right. The Glazers are the real problem in this whole formula at this moment. It's just the Glazers. If we had new owners, they'd have gone and got us Harry Kane and probably gone and got us loads of midfielders. But I'm just still trying to hold out for a bit of a positive outcome. I'm still thinking there's an outside chance we could sell 3 players before the end of the window. Donny, Maguire, McTominay. I'm still hoping that those wankers go. And maybe it's harsh to call them wankers, but certainly Maguire's a wanker. So it's harsh, it's harsh but true. But in regards to, getting rid of those players, that would generate us 70, 75 million pounds. Then there is a chance that we could go and sign a couple of decent midfielders, or at least one. Sofyan Amrabat would be my first choice, but if we could get Ryan Gravenberch, that would be brilliant. There is actually some reports that Ryan Gravenberch might be available on a season-long loan as well, if United were prepared to pay a small fee. So that could be something that I'd like to see as well, just him come in with a loan, maybe an option to buy. But certainly if we could get Sofyan Amrabat, I'm not suggesting we get him instead of Sofyan Amrabat, but if we could get Sofyan Amrabat and Gravenberch on loan for the season, that would set us in very good stead midfield depth-wise. And then it's about trying to move on Harry Maguire, trying to sign another defender. At the moment, though, we aren't doing that because Maguire's still here, and at this moment it seems like Pavard could be open to joining a different club now. So he was wanted Man United, but because of Inter's now new interest, Inter are a very good club, obviously one of the top Italian sides, so if an offer comes in from there, it'd be hard to refuse, especially if there is no offer on the table from Man United. And then equally, Arsenal could be interested in Pavard because of the fact that what's happened with Jurriën Timber getting injured. So the longer we wait, the more likely it is that we miss our targets. The more likely it is that Sofyan Amrabat goes and signs for somebody else and Pavard signs for somebody else. Very disappointing. The only other player that's still sort of being talked about as potentially being sold right now, it seems that nobody wants Dean Henderson, but Eric Bailly's obviously on the cards to leave Manchester United very, very soon. There's another report come out today that says that Fulham have inquired about signing Eric Bailly. There were reports that he was basically going to join Besiktas and all this sorts of stuff. I mean, Man United can't sell players very well, even if it was for free. It seems like we're just impossible actually doing this business right now. But okay, guys. So yes, that's basically the latest sort of updates. We are interested in Gravenberch. Fabs confirmed that earlier on today. Let me give a rundown of what we've discussed in this video, and then I will be getting into the live chat for a Q&A and shouting out everybody that's given us a retweet. You can retweet the show at the start, at the top of the live chat there, guys. We'll shout you out before we get into the chat. But let me just run down everything we've discussed very quickly in this video today. Then we'll have a Q&A with you legends, see what you guys are saying. So thanks very much for everyone who's here. Also, only 12 subscribers away now from 73.2k subs, guys. Good stuff. Keep hitting the subscribe button if you're new. If you want to get in the live chat and have your say, you can do. You need to be subscribed. It's free to subscribe, but it doesn't cost you a thing, as I say, and it takes a second, and then you can chat. Okay, then. Right then, guys. So, just to run down what we've discussed for anybody who's getting in here just now at the start of the show. So, Liverpool are reportedly challenging Man United for the signing of Pavard and Amrabat at this moment in time. He is a direct request of Jurgen Klopp. United could forcefully return to the race. But it is dependent on us maybe selling players in the midfield, as we said. It would be a nightmare if Liverpool end up signing Pavard and Amrabat because United aren't prepared to go and bid for him. The situation was that Pavard and Amrabat's waiting for Manchester United. We know that's been the case. He wants to join United. He wants to join Ten Hag, and he likes the project. Unfortunately, Man United haven't bid for the guy just yet. Very disappointing. And the longer it goes on, the more frustrated that the camp of Pavard and Amrabat is getting. And perhaps they would be more likely to maybe go to a different team, like a Liverpool or a team in a different league even, if there's other options on the table, because right now there is no option for Manchester United on the table. He might have verbally agreed to join Man United, but unless that offer, that concrete offer, comes from Manchester United to Fiorentina, then that's it basically. You can't expect to get him, obviously, if there's no actual offer from Man United. So Man United just have to bid for him very, very soon. Alfredo Padula reporting that, you know, it's very unlikely that he goes to Liverpool. The only way that he goes to Liverpool would be if Manchester United essentially do not go in for him. And, you know, United have always thinking of Amrabat. But in the meantime, we have had an information survey for Gravenberch, which means that we've basically asked Bayern about the availability of Gravenberch, as have Liverpool. So Liverpool are actually interested in both of the players we're interested in, Gravenberch and Pavard and Amrabat, which is very frustrating. He would only go to Liverpool if Man United pull out of our interest, basically, and say, no, we are no longer interested in your Sofyan, which I don't see being the case. As we've mentioned, Gravenberch is of interest also, so it's not just this one midfield target we have. We're also now interested in Gravenberch, who has that link with Ten Hag, obviously, former Ajax player. The Dutchman's being linked with a move to Manchester United. But he also is being linked with a move to Liverpool, as I say, which is very disconcerting. But apparently Gravenberch wants to work with Erik Ten Hag again, and you know, he would much rather go to Manchester United out of the two. As is the same for every single midfielder or every single player out there right now, because United's a bigger, better club, and also we have Champions League football. We finished higher up last season. We're a better outfit at this moment in time, and also we aren't located within the city of Liverpool, which is a big plus point. You know, that's a big plus point, isn't it? So, you know, it's expected that Liverpool have reactivated their interest in Ryan Gravenberch this week. The midfielder's open to coming to the Premier League and prefers to join United over Liverpool. And there's a meeting expected to be taking place reasonably soon between Manchester United and Bayern Munich to discuss the potential of a couple of deals here. So obviously there's Pavard, which is still on the back burner if Maguire goes, and Gravenberch also. And then just on Pavard, guys, Pavard, a target for Man United, dependent on whether or not Slabby Maguire pisses off or not. Doesn't look like he's going to do that at this moment in time. Very disappointing. But Fab says that Benjamin Pavard's one to watch as he's prepared to leave Bayern Munich now for Inter have Pavard on the top of their list. Proposal expected soon to open talk, so a bid expected very soon from Inter Milan for Benjamin Pavard. The Man United deal stalling due to the Maguire situation. Could become an option for Arsenal to replace Timber as well. No decision yet. So the longer that goes on, the more likely it is that we miss out on Benjamin Pavard also. So there are obviously other defensive targets for us. We've looked at Todibo. We've talked about Tapsoba. So it's not the end of the world if Benjamin Pavard doesn't turn out to be a United player. But it just goes to show you the poor recruitment, really, and the poor ability to move players on that we've got at this football club. It's hard to move players on, largely because we pay players far too much money and they don't want to go anywhere else where they can't get the same amount of money to be a nice Hollywood Manchester United player anymore. So that's basically the big updates of the day, guys. Gravenberch, interest from United and Liverpool. Pavard and Amrabat, still interest from United and Liverpool, no bid yet. And Pavard maybe going to a different club now if Man United aren't prepared to bid, which we probably won't with Maguire's situation. So Inter are top of the list at the moment, and also maybe Arsenal might be interested as a replacement for Timber, who's injured. So that's basically the big headlines of the afternoon, guys. I'm going to get into the live chat now, so stick around, have your say. We're going to have 5-10 minutes in the live chat hearing your thoughts and opinions about anything we've discussed in this video. Get your opinions in there, guys. We'd love to hear from you. Before I do, I'm going to just go over to Twitter and shout out all the legends who've retweeted the show that's pinned at the top of the live chat there. Shout out to all the legends who've retweeted us. We've had 17 retweets this afternoon. Go on, my son. Guy Am Legend, thank you for retweeting the show there. Appreciate you. And 16 retweets here. Big up to these legends. Aaron Homeyard, Tommy Boyle, Ryan Burberspin9, aka the Gaming Simp, Kane, Rugmuncher 007, Sanjay Ramatar, John Boy Cat, CZ Bam, Michael Paul, the Mario 55 Eric, Mark, Francois Cock, Vincent Bullock, Jarvis Cocker, Boomy, and Feline Fur. Get in there, you legend. Thank you so much to all you Dons and Donesses out there for giving us a retweet. Much appreciated. And also Luan France. Get in there, Luan France. And Wizzy KE. Thank you so much, guys. All the retweeters. Give us a follow on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, Kick. All those places at Flying Pig United. Time to get into the live chat now, legends. Before we do, I'll ask you one more time to smash that like button on this video. Give us a massive like spike. Help us get to 200 likes. We're currently only 14 away. We're on 186. So leave a little like. It does help the channel out. And also subscribe if you're new. We're 10 subscribers away from 73.2k. And then you can have your say and get involved in the live chat. You only need to be subscribed for 0 seconds to chat. Okay then. Hey there, Adam Rawson. How you doing, mate? Good to see you, bud. What's going on? Yeah, Divine Mandate says Man United very sluggish when it comes to the transfer market. What on earth are they waiting for to get rid of unproductive Maguire? What are they waiting for to go for Amrabat? Well, yeah, they're waiting to get rid of... unfortunately, it seems they're waiting to get rid of Slabby Maguire before we can go and get a midfield replacement. And we're also expecting that we have to sell, unfortunately, Scott McTominay and or Donny van der Beek before we go and get a midfield replacement. But I'm with you. I don't know why we have to wait. We've got rid of Fred. Surely we should be looking to get a replacement for Fred. Thank you for your comment there, Divine Mandate. Vincent Bullock says, I think you should do a competition pig for all the people who have retweeted, make encourage others to retweet. And that's not a bad idea, Vincent Bullock. Good shout. I'll put it on the back burner, lad. Tafiso and Parta says, Glazers out or Greenwood out or Maguire out. Choose one, pig. Wow, I mean, crikey, it's going to have to be the Glazers out, Tafiso, but that's a very, very tough one. Really, really tough one, actually. But it's got to be Glazers out for me, lad. I am doing Man United watch along. I'm doing the Spurs game, mate. Probably won't be doing any other, watch alongs for any other teams. But we'll see. Obviously, I did do the Liverpool Chelsea game the other day. So, we'll see. But as of right now, obviously, we are definitely doing the watch along for the Man United game. Maguire trying to sabotage Man United this season, lad. What a complete cockwomble. Very well said, mate. He's the old Uncle Bulgaria of cockwombles, this guy, isn't he? Absolutely. Gungshi, you absolute hero. Get in there. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us and thanks for the retweet, you absolute star man. There's a star man on the Taiwan side. Get in there. Well then, sell them ASAP. We need Deadwood out, Amrabat and Pavard. Spot on, agree. Couldn't agree more. Get rid of McTominay. Get rid of Donny if you can. And get rid of Maguire as soon as you possibly can. We should have accepted that bid from West Ham for McTominay. Let's hope Paqueta goes and that they come back for McTominay. If not, then there are other teams maybe interested in both of those players. So I'm still holding out hope that they will be sold before the end of the window, which means that we can reinvest that money and get in, yeah, you dislike him more and more. Exactly, the slab's an absolute melt. Interesting, Tommy Boy. New short video out of Greenwood with girlfriend being happy and shit. PR, perhaps. Interesting. Thank you, Tommy Boy, for sending us that, lad. I have to check that out. Yeah, you see, that's it. The PR wave of trying to convince the fan base that it's the right decision to keep him might begin now. That's it. PR onslaught. I'm sick about Glazer. Yeah, get out. Absolutely, I think. Kadini, completely agree with you, bud. We're going to be the same situation as these wankers are always here. It will repeat itself, mate. Worst signing ever, Maguire. Even worse than Alexis Sanchez. I'm with you, bud. Yeah, agreed. I think he is because of how much money he's cost us. Not only did he cost us £80 million to begin with, but near enough £10 million a year as well, and to be proper shite. And now he's not even prepared to leave, and he's still got a 2-year contract, and there's an option for an extra year. Yeah, that's right. Maguire is to United as an iceberg was this Titanic. Spot on, agree with you. Yeah, we need hopefully interest in there. PR guff's about to roll out, probably. They're going to try and brainwash us like we didn't hear the audio and see the pics. Do they think we're thick? Exactly, I agree with you, Bub. I think there will be a certain level of, PR attempts now to try and smooth this situation over. It's they're not going to get rid of this issue that easily, though. Look, I don't know, but there's loads of people on social media saying like things like Manchester United are a nonce club and stuff like that, you know, because of Mason Greenwood. I mean, obviously he's not a nonce, but what I'm saying is there's literally people saying, I've seen it online, people referring to as nonce-Chester United because of the Greenwood situation. Who needs it, guys? Who needs that bad PR, mate? We don't need that bad PR. Just from a standpoint of Manchester United making a decision here, you know, to protect our brand, we should get rid. Simple as that, really. Yeah, exactly. Greenwood makes Manchester United fans Manchester divided. So true, lad. So true. Yeah, made it public, then the public reacts and make out like we're in the wrong. Exactly. It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's ridiculous. Hit the like button, fellow mates. Thank you, Boomhauer. Yes, indeed. Smash that like button, guys. Get your opinions in. I'm going to read another bunch out for 5 minutes, guys. What are you prepared to for Maguire to leave? Would you go on a date with Piers Morgan, says Thugger007. Thugger007, would I go on a date with Piers Morgan, you say? I mean, I don't know about that, to be honest with you, Thugger007. I can't stand Piers Morgan. But you know what? I would take him out for a nice seafood dinner and then never call him again if it meant getting Slappy Maguire out of this football club, lad. I think I'm starting to hate Maguire, says Emperor Jerome. Join the club, lad. He's costing us big money. He's refusing to go. He's stopping us from progressing. No, Pig, those people are saying that because they themselves have no life. They hate themselves and need to project onto others. What's that then, Mark N? Sorry, I don't even know what you're talking about. Those people saying that, what are they saying? You would agree the Greenwood saga became a thing just now because Glazers are trying to cover the fact they won't bring anyone else in this window because Arnold is a choker. Well, it does seem like they're protecting their asset. Man United are not going to just get rid of this player that they've developed and is worth so much money and is actually a really good player. I don't think that they want to get rid of him because, well, it's just it's a financially bad decision. It would be to get rid. And if we can't sell him, it's like we're stuck with him, aren't we? Yeah. Mark's, I don't think the majority of the fans do want him back, Mark, as we've discussed many times. Like yesterday we were talking about this. We actually ran a poll throughout the whole show, and it was literally 50-50. So, you know, it's half the fan base wants him back, half the fan base doesn't. There's even supporters groups who are protesting against the possibility of him coming back. It's a very polarising topic. It's definitely not the majority, mate. There is a large amount of people that want him back, probably almost exactly half from what I've seen. Yeah, what you said, Pig, it's what I've been trying to say. Doesn't matter if guilty or not, the fallout will be the same. We will suffer, the team will suffer. Absolutely agreed. That's the problem here, really, isn't it? It's just the damage has been done. They seem to be trying to cut an angle for a possible Greenwood return from the statement they put out yesterday if we had other options. Yeah, I think they put that statement out to gauge the public reaction, to gauge the reaction from Manchester United fans. And then they'll make a decision based upon that, really, because it's sort of like hinting to the fact that they'll bring him back, but obviously not saying that they'll bring him back yet, and that they've not really decided yet still. So I think they were gauging the reaction, and the reaction seems to be split down the middle. Hey, thank you, Eamon Barrett says we got 200 likes on the stream. That's bloody awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for hitting the likes button. I appreciate you getting there, you dons. Yes, nice one. 200 likes. Red Adair, thank you for your super chat. Says 60 million for Slab and Lurch. What happened? I know it is meant to, actually. Football has gone mad. The fact that Slab and Lurch would actually be worth that amount of money is insane. Exactly, Emperor Jerome. The division's too much, mate. It will polarise the fan base if he's playing for us. Exactly, and kids obviously have to look up to these players. That's the problem. Exactly. Imagine all the flack Greenwood will get if he has a bad game. Imagine all the flack he'll get if he has a good game. You know, that's it. Like, people will be coming down on him like a ton of bricks if he's playing for Manchester United. Never mind how he's performing, really. Rival fans and fans of Manchester United. Get in there, Stephanie Griffith. And it's 50-50 then, so he will stay. Maybe Maria Steer. I mean, I would have thought that surely a majority would have to be clearly seen, i.e., you know, 67% of the fan base would want to keep him. Obviously, they can't really talk about that, but, you know, there's no way of them finding out how many people exactly want him to stay. But in my opinion, it's 50-50 at this moment. Give it time. The dressing room will split again. We'll be back finishing 7th. Big problem there as well with squad harmony having him in the side. You don't care what happens with me, MG, but what I find funny is other people saying they won't support the club if he returns. We're happy to sue with Ronaldo. Ronaldo is a totally different situation, though, bud. To be honest with you, Star Lord, there wasn't the whole public evidence that came out with Ronaldo. There was just a bit of video footage of him in a club, looked like they were flirting or whatever. That's all I saw on the Ronaldo accusations and everything. Whereas this situation is like horrendous audio, lad. So it is a different scenario. I don't know why people keep bringing up Ronaldo. Ronaldo's situation is very different to that of Mason Greenwood's, if you ask me. Stupid kids should get better role models instead of footballers. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Scores goals, the players will want him back, says Maria Steer. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, though, you're just assuming something happened there, Starlord. I personally just do not think there was any basis to that Ronaldo stuff at all. Whereas this stuff, it's obviously, it's a personal opinion thing, but with Ronaldo, yeah, Caesarman says Ronaldo didn't have an audio clip publicly available. Exactly. If it wasn't for the audio and pics of the Lasses bruise, I would have wanted Greenwood back. Evidence is evidence. That's the difference here. It's like there is actually evidence. Who knows, Tommy Boyle, exactly. But just because he has got back with her doesn't mean that we should. That's the reality. Most fans want Greenwood out, says Nick. The problem is we all want the sort of talent in our club. Yeah, true. And the Glazers know what a talent he is, and he's an asset. He's a financial asset. My protest fans, glad you're doing another walkout. Hey, get in there, my son. Anyway, guys, right, okay, we've got onto this Mason Greenwood stuff again. It's very gash. I don't like to talk about it, to be honest. It always descends into this, doesn't it? This is what this wanker does. Because he's tarnished his reputation, and it will tarnish the reputation of the club. We'll have this all season long if Mason Greenwood's playing for us. People coming in here saying Mason out. People coming in here saying Mason in. It's going to divide the fan base. Who needs it, guys? We don't need it. Just wash our hands with him and move on, I say. Unfortunately, that's where it's got to. It is a problem. Look, we're trying to have a nice debate about transfers and stuff, and it descends into chaos about Mason Greenwood. People getting pissed off at each other in the live chat because Mason Greenwood is a wrong'un. There you go, and he's a talented player. But this is more than a football opinion. So I think we've just got to move on from it. I didn't start it. I read somebody's comment out, Maria Steer. We just got to move on from it, don't we? And I think that's what Manchester United have to do as a club. We'll see if they decide that. They may well decide to keep him. If they do, I'll be very, very disappointed in this football club. Yeah, exactly. I don't have to get sucked into this debate daily. Exactly. I'm not going to. Thank you, Berber. Right, okay, guys. So we're going to wrap up this stream now anyway. It's been a great stream. Thank you, everyone, for getting your thoughts and opinions in here. He would get booed constantly, absolutely. Anyway, listen, let's forget about Mason Greenwood. Let's hope United make the right decision. But fundamentally, they may make a decision based on a financial decision. So we'll have to wait and see what goes on there, guys. But anyway, thank you so much to everybody for getting their thoughts and opinions in here. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for watching and getting your thoughts in. Jay, James, Timmy, Rajat, everyone, Nick, Ryan, Anthony Ong, all the members in green. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. All the moderators in blue, like Mikhail, Berber, Hoopman, Gungshi, Vutinator, everyone. Thank you so much for moderating the live chat. God bless you all. Crazy Joe getting in here with a late €2 super chat, though, says, Pig, Quentin Tarantino or James Cameron? For me, it's Quentin Tarantino, mate. I love a whole bunch of Quentin films. James Cameron's done some absolute bangers. You can't deny it. Terminator 2 is one of my all-time faves. But come on, Quentin Tarantino's movies are legit, mate. Pulp Fiction's an absolute banger. Reservoir Dogs is elite. Inglourious Bastards and all the rest of them. They're bangers, mate. I'm going with Quentin. He's one of my favourite directors, to be fair. Thank you, Crazy Joe. Yes, get in there, my son. Poster Kogler is looking good. We're going to batter them, mate. We're going to batter them. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Mark, Lucky, Peter, Jonathan, King Kenny, United 90, Boomy, CZ Bam, Vincent Bullock, Timmy, Berber, Madhouse, Johnny, John Blatchford, Fraud Sport, Greed Out, Superstar, Tafiso and Batter, Lucky Sing United 90, everyone, Mikhail Kramer. Thank you, everyone, for getting in here today, guys. Great stream. Nice one, Simon Almeida. Yeah, catch you on the next one, bud. Guys, hit the like button before you go. Hit the subscribe button before you go. Make sure you click the bell icon so you don't miss the notifications for the stream. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. Yes, I will be on tonight. I'll be on at 10 p.m. Duncan Belifo with the evening transfer news update and to have a little bit of a chat with you legends. So I'll be on at 10 p.m. tonight, guys. Remember, 10 o'clock tonight, UK time, on this channel, Flying Pig United. Nice one, guys. Thanks, Eric, very much for joining us. That's it from me. See you on the next one. Stay classy. Piggy loves you. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.